Afternoon, everybody. I'm Kelly Dick with the Idaho Transportation Department. Again, this innovation thing, we've done everything like everybody else talked about, trying different things. Idaho, we are by statute we can't use blue lights. We're going to meet with the new director at ISP to see if we can copy like Nevada, where they put a blue light facing backwards. Every year we only get about 12 hits on our plows on the freeway. 6 of them this year were rear enders. What we call a hit is if they tear a wing off or gets hit in the side. But we had some front hits, side hits, and 6 of them were from the rear. We were all amber for many, many years. Probably around 2005, we got okay to add red on the back. The red flashing has to be with limitations that we can only go straight to the rear. We cannot have it out of 45 or side flashing. It has to be just straight back. I'll go with it. How's this thing work? I wanted to just throw out a little bit of Idaho information here. I heard Colorado said they had a 13,000 foot mountain. Well, Idaho has a 12,600 foot one. Just thought I'd throw that out. Our lowest elevation is Lewiston, which is right by the Columbia River, so that's 710 feet. So we have quite a bit of variation in Idaho. Everybody's heard of Niagara Falls. We have Shoshone Falls. Shoshone Falls is 212 feet tall. Niagara Falls is only 176 feet tall. Shoshone Falls is out of Twin Falls, Idaho, by the way, if you want to see it. And they light it up at night during the summer. They'll do lights on it. And it's 900 feet wide, and Niagara Falls is 1,060 feet wide. So that's our Niagara of Idaho. We have Hells Canyon. Hells Canyon is 7,993 feet deep. The Grand Canyon is only 6,000 feet deep. Little history you guys probably didn't know about Idaho. Anyway, the Idaho Transportation Department, we're from Jeff and Al and I are from headquarters. This is kind of a little bit of data on what we have up there. We have 6 districts. So we're at headquarters. We kind of oversee all the districts and on the fleet managers and stuff. Like I said, we started out mainly amber, and those are the red you see on the back there. The incandescent lights are actually the brake and tail lights on the sander there. We were pretty much amber for many years, and then I think 2005 we were able to go to red and amber on the back. If you look at these old plows, this is where we start upgrading from the incandescent lights. Then we start getting into the LED lights. Once we started getting into the LED lights, what happened is the districts, we started noticing as the technology got better and these light vendors come out with these new fancy lights, all of a sudden we see these lights start getting stuck all over our trucks. So we had to ring them in and get a hold of it. So we have a lighting committee now, which is made up of Al and Jeff and I, the 6 fleet managers from the districts, and the 6 shop superintendents. We get together every quarter. We discuss the fleet, our 5-year plan, and then what we've made the districts do now is if anybody, maintenance guy wants to add a light or test a light, he has to fill out a form and send it in to us. I guess I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit. We actually, after the lights started getting out of whack, we created our operations manual here. Each piece of equipment has its own lighting package we came up with. They're not to deviate from that package statewide. So snow blowers have their own package, graders, snowplow trucks. Every piece of equipment has their own lighting package that they have to stick to that rule. Again, then if they want to add a light, they fill out a form right here like this, and they send it to the lighting committee. They'll send pictures and a description of what they want to do. As a lighting committee, we'll have a meeting on it, discuss it, and then we either approve it or disapprove it. And this one, you can't quite read down at the bottom, though. It was disapproved because you want to hook a light on a one-way plow on the driver's side pointing across the lanes over to the shoulder. And we just thought that was first of all, you can't get lights to survive out there. And if he turned or anything, he'd blind people. So this one was declined. Oh, did I touch something? Huh? So I guess that was the form anyway. Anyway, moving forward with our trucks, now that we were able to use red and amber, and we uniformed everything, our trucks now, we just started implementing the Core R, as mentioned before. We went ahead and used the Core R and the sync mode with the Core R. We just received our first 18 trucks that have it, and that's kind of the mode that's showing there what they do. So here's our trucks. Is that let me go to the next one. Why is it not playing? Huh? There it goes. So we have the sync mode in there also. So this shows the sync mode with the 3 trucks. As they get close to each other, they'll sync up and the pattern will match up. So this kind of shows you how the Core works with your sync mode. And then they come with a photo eye also. It's not working. It comes with a photo eye, and this will show you when it goes from day mode to night mode. You'll see the lights dim and calm down. So when it switches from day to night mode, as soon as it comes around here, you'll see that. This is again the Core R is doing all this. There it went into the night mode, and then we'll go back to the day mode. So we're implementing that on all of our trucks, snowplow trucks moving forward. And then I've asked Jeff, who does our light duty vehicles, maybe start including that in on all of our light duty vehicles. So when they're out there on the road with the plow trucks, all the trucks pick up light duty will sync up with the plow trucks. That's the front of the truck there. We've added the ions to the front, and again, all that runs through everything runs through the Core R except for the top 2 lights. The top 2 strobes are just called dummy lights. They're just on off. Those Wayland said they're going to come out with a light that will talk to the Core R. But as time being is, the top 2 don't talk. They're on or off. Then with that innovation, the Idaho State Police has also been looking into this, and here's what their cars in Idaho are starting to do now. They're putting in the system in their cars now, so when they pull somebody over and get on the side of the road, they put it in park or sitting on the side of the road, it'll go into that mode right there. So Idaho as a whole is kind of working together to make this better and safer for everybody on the side of the road. That's all I have. Any questions?
Questions? Hold their hands up.
Good.
All right. Looks like Howard's up next.
All right, and mine's even less detailed than theirs, so. All right, again, I'm Howard Ray from CDOT, or Colorado Department of Transportation. So kind of want to just go into how we got here, where we're going, a couple of other things that we've done. So this is kind of how we plow in a lot of the metro areas, but kind of what started our journey down the Core and the DVI and all that stuff. Wayland came out about 2018, 17, doing a bunch of training with our mechanics. So as we switched to, as everybody knows, we switched to LEDs from the old halogens. Everybody wanted brighter lights, so then we got the LEDs, and they were complaining they were too bright. So our rep from Wayland, in the middle of the training, was getting feedback from the mechanics. Hey, it's too bright. It blinds the guy in echelon. The guy in the back, as it travels down, gets blinded by the lights. Some of our canyons, when you get snow and you get into the canyons, the lights bouncing off the canyons and causing a lot of eye fatigue with the drivers. So JT took that and came back to us and says, hey, I think I got a solution for that complaint. And it brought the Core R. So we did 5 trucks, and along I-25 between Monument Hill, which is north of Colorado Springs, and Denver. We did 5 trucks as a pilot in there. And those are the 5 trucks that Wayland takes around and shows off all their PR videos that they're showing when they do all their presentations. Those were our 5 trucks. And the drivers, the feedback was less eye fatigue. Everybody liked it. The fact that when they're in tandem like this and they're in sync, then the public tends to stay back more than what they did before they started syncing them. We'd have people trying to slip in between the trucks, and then they couldn't see anything and run into a plow and that kind of stuff. So they said that since they've synced them all up, they look more like one moving unit instead of a bunch of trucks out there separated. They can better tell the distance between them. They can better tell that they're one moving unit, and they've kind of stopped trying to pass them. Every now and then you get one knucklehead that's in a hurry, needs to get there more important than we do. But so that's fixed a lot of that. We started, I've got a couple videos. So we started transitioning into all our plow trucks, putting that technology in all our new builds. It's written into our specs, so everything new will come with it. It's going to take us a while, like Kelly said, to catch up. I think it was Kelly, catch up with everything else out there, but we are pushing to get all of our plow trucks on this technology. We're also looking to get our light fleet, which the 3 vehicles out here have that same technology, and I've got some videos after I whip through the presentation. I'll kind of show you what those look like with the sync technology. A lot of this thought and process came through me driving and seeing scenes, accident scenes, and not being able to see in the chaos, driving at night. I've had a couple instances where I passed an accident scene and a trooper, and I didn't even realize the trooper was standing next to his car until I got right beside him. We had another incident where it was like 4 o'clock in the morning on my way in. There was a patrol out doing pothole patching. I saw one guy step out to the side of the vehicle and fill the pothole, and when I got next to it, there were 2 other guys standing behind the vehicle. I didn't realize there was 3 as I was coming up on it. So we're looking to take all of this technology and moving it beyond those plow trucks just based on that feedback we had and trying to expand it into everything. So right now, all our plow trucks, all of our light fleet pickup trucks, because those are mostly supervisors out on the side of the road, we're advancing this technology. Our next step is going to be the patrol 1-tons that they do all their maintenance out of will be our next step for that. One of the other things we did, and actually we didn't come up with this, we just kind of somebody went to a conference, it may have been one of these, it may have been a MAC, I don't know where it was at, but we kind of plagiarized this idea from somebody else. We just put our piece on that. We used the blue wands. Back up a little bit. So our statute, emergency vehicles can run red and blues. We're not considered emergency vehicles by statute. We're service vehicles. Service vehicles can run amber or amber white, except for government plow trucks. So government plow trucks can run amber blues. So all of our plows have been running amber blues since before I started with CDOT. So ours don't do like the others did, where they alternate all the way around amber blues. It's amber to the left and blue to the right. So everything on the right side, the driver's side of the truck will flash amber. Everything on the passenger side will flash blue, which is why we went to blue wings, blue wands on the wings. The issues we had people trying to pass. Somebody was mentioning, I think Jim was mentioning snow clouds. When these wings are kicking snow, the right conditions with the clouds, even with the strobes that are in the wing on the tip of the wing, you can't see them. The strobes get lost. The only way we've stopped that is with those wands. The wands get up above the wings, above the snow cloud on the wings. We had a few guys that put stuff on. They heard the same thing. They come to these shows and see wings. They put on amber, red, and the blue actually stands out better than just the amber and red. And we actually started making the guys go back and change those that they did on their own back to the blue. And because, again, everybody testing their own ideas, coming to the shows and grabbing free lights from the vendors to try them, we kind of wrote that into our protocol. What goes where on the trucks, what colors are being used. I mean, it gets into specific detail, and actually had our agency director sign it, so now it's in policy. So it kind of keeps it to what we need. I was talking with somebody earlier. We do all this work to set up a standard and get something that works for their safety, and then they try and go in and think and do something different. So that's kind of drove the need to write that protocol. Kind of another plug, I think all three of us work with Wayland. Wayland was one that was instrumental in helping us solve those issues that we had. So whether you guys use Wayland, Sound Off, or whatever, I just want to throw that plug. Let them do all that work. And it was kind of cool to see in those presentations today that the stuff that Wayland helped us develop is actually what's making it into these studies as being kind of the way to go. I saw a few things that we probably could do a little different based on those studies, but I think we're pretty much on the mark based on those. So just another picture of the wand. That's when the wings stowed. Those things are pretty bright. They stand out really well. I think we've cut down at least on people trying to come around and not realizing that the wings are there. We've also had some legislation passed that if they pass the plow and hit it, then they're going to be ticketed. No passing the plow law, and I forget how it works, but we have that as well. Jim talked about the warning over or delete. We kind of call it an override. So I don't know how well it shows up in here, but see the amber and the blue light on the truck is a hell of a lot brighter than the brake lights, turn signals. When I was down in the region, 10 years I was down there sitting on the accident review board, people running into the back of them, or people getting to the left, and the driver goes to make his turnaround and catching a car on his left side, tried to make a turn as well. So it didn't hit me until, again, one of those times I was following one of our trucks, and he came over from another lane into my lane, and once he did that, then I realized I was close enough that I could see his turn signal, but from a ways back, you couldn't tell that he was using his turn signal or brake light. So then it clicked, all right, that's why we're getting all these rear end hits and all these guys on the side of us getting run over. So we started doing the override where, same thing like the pictures Jim showed, when you hit the brakes, that warning light in the pillar there will turn off. The light bar still works. That way the public can see our true intentions. And I think it's reduced the rear end stuff and the guys getting clipped on the side of us, because now they actually know what our intentions are on the trucks that are equipped with this technology. I mean, we still get the ones that don't have this technology because they're older. We still have those incidents, but I think it's cut down on the incidents. You still get the idiots driving too fast for the conditions. They're still going to run into you regardless of what you put back there to signal. I think that was my notes there. This is the end of the slideshow, but I wanted to show you guys a couple videos real quick. Last time I tried to embed videos in one of my presentations, it worked great on my laptop, but then when I got it up here, it didn't work for Jack. So. All right, so this is some of our supervisor trucks with the sink. I've also have it to where I'll talk about the blue on those here in a second, and then same trucks for the traffic advisor. So it kind of gets into the technology that Jim was talking about on his trucks, to where the sink and the I forget the term you used for it, but so that's what we did with those. I had my other question, I then forgot it now again. Those were before the lightning showed up. And actually, those are power boosts, so those are hybrids. Okay. They're the hybrids. So also part of the coloring, so our statute says blue and amber for plow trucks. From some of the discussions from our guys, my director of Division of Maintenance and Operations worked with our State Patrol chief to allow blue and ambers to the back of our other vehicles. The deal that they worked out was no blue and ambers to the front. They didn't want anyone given the implementation, the idea that we were law enforcement trying to approach them. They were okay with them being rear facing. Based on that, when we developed that policy, we took it to the chief. Chief says, yes, looks good to me. And then we got the signatures, and that's how we implemented it into our protocol. So we're expanding from just our plow trucks into our other vehicles so that we can increase that awareness coming up from behind. I know somebody taught, seeing in Colorado a tow plow with red, or not a tow truck with red and blues. State Patrol, it's kind of been a wild, wild west. The contractor's been running all kind of colors, everything under the sun on theirs, again, because they see other people doing it, so they think they can do it. And now State Patrol's starting to crack down. They came to us first and said, make sure you don't have anything that's red and blues, because we're going to start writing tickets, whether it's your guys or somebody in the public. So that was one of the things, getting their agreement and following with what they want. They're the ones that's got the ticket book, so if they're okay with it, then we're all right. And that's all I got, unless you guys have any more questions.
Thanks, Howard. Anybody got any questions?
Are you having failures on your wing sticks?
That I don't know.
Because we have a lot of, like, every storm, but we're going to try switching brands. You'll see it in about half hour.
I'm looking, I got one of my shop guys back there. Yeah, I don't,
No, that's
I don't
okay.
hear a whole lot. I think they do them on their own and they don't tell us.
Okay. If you weren't seeing a lot of failures, I was going to ask you what brand it was. But
Yeah, I don't, we put that off on, I can get it for you and find out. I haven't seen as many failures on it, and I haven't heard a whole lot, but sometimes, again, they do things on their own and don't always let us know so we can fix it.
Yeah, I bet I can answer it for you. I bet you're having a lot of failures. We all are.
I'm sure.
And we tried, I think, about every brand. The 5150 guys that were here have been really good to work for, and they're going to make some changes that we think will help that reliability. But beyond that, are you steady burn on the light stick or the wing stick, whatever
Yes.
you call it? So you're not flashing it.
No.
Have you tried flashing, or is there we flash it? I don't know if that's the right thing to do or not. You know, we flash it through our Core R.
Yeah, we haven't flashed it, but we do have the lights in the tip. Those do flash.
Yeah.
But we haven't flashed the stick, so.
Nope, I'll get you next.
I was just going to make a follow-up about failure on those wing sticks. North Dakota, we had a lot of trouble right away. I don't remember the original vendor, but we just started fixing them ourselves, putting a hydraulic hose connector, crimping on the bottom so they wouldn't break free. And then the shop mechanics have just been buying LED light strips, putting them in real cheap and sealing the top, and they've actually been lasting longer than the ones we buy out of the box. But again, I can't say the brand, I don't know.
Yeah, now you mentioned, I think that's the only one I heard of, one or two where the top didn't stay glued and they just glued another top on, but.
So I know on the braking of them, we've run them, the green ones on all of our trucks, and we started out with our 4-foot tall whips for the main purpose of getting them in the line of sight of the semi trucks, because you've probably all seen our truck get pushed off the side of a mountain. And that's what initiated us to start with the whips. So, but in the years we've had a lot of failures. I'm not going to lie to you, but we have since started shortening our whips and going to 2-foot whips and taking a lot of that out of it. And that seems, especially on I'll keep running the 4-foot whips on our highway trucks where we got a lot of semis, but on all of our rural roads and our mountain roads, we've went to the 2-foot whips, and that seems to have helped considerably. And then you've probably also seen we've also changed and went to the green swoosh on the side of on the wing itself, which sticks right on, and that thing is taking the place of our whips. Honestly, it's a whole lot better.
Yeah.
But it does still fail too. It still gets damaged and it'll black itself out. But yeah, that's our experience with them.
Anybody else? Yep.
I just had a quick comment on the turn signal and stop override. What we're doing in a lot of departments is putting a timer on that override. So if you're going down a a steep incline for a lengthy period of time with the brake applied, the warning lights are gonna come back on again.
Yeah.
So I just want to throw that comment out there.
All right, cool, thanks.
Anybody else? Hold your hand up. Going once, going twice. All right, thanks, Howard.